Oh, what the heck is up, my beautiful, beautiful people? Today is Thursday, April 10th, and I went online and went live a few minutes early because you know what? Let's do this. How y'all doing today? Did you see the beautiful people that have supported me and bought t-shirts pertaining to projects of my career, sent me like notes, letters, pictures? I love them. I love y'all. I really do. So all I can do is say thank you. And I had a person just recently send me a picture of, I believe, their son wearing some of the merchandise that's available on my merchandise store. There it is. What a cute, cute looking Zeke the Plumber. A little Zeke the Plumber, if you will. So there it is, guys. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know if I can say names online. I get nervous about it, but I'm going to say thank you for sending me the picture and supporting and sharing or giving your son a Zeke the Plumber shirt as a gift. You're brainwashing them early. That's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Brainwash them to all Mikey's merchandise. Because I'm trying to make a living out of YouTubes and talking and telling stories and hanging out with you beautiful people. And I have to live off my past, so that's okay. We'll get into that a lot more on today's show. I think we're going to have a simple show. I'm a little bit tired, I ain't going to lie. I was up all night having a grand old time on the Keanu Cast. I love Keanu, her mother, Michaelina. I think they are just great souls, very fun to talk to. It was an easygoing time. And we'll talk a little bit about, my experience and some stories. But I got offline pretty late. It was later for them. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for them. But I got offline and like my blood was flowing. So I was still pumped up and feeling good because I finally got out of bed. I went into a depression again. It seems to be happening every couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks now, and I disappear for like a week. It's getting scary, y'all. But I got out of it, and then I decided to, start going on some podcasts. And like today, I'm live streaming again, and I'm working through it. Okay. This is not the podcast to talk about all that stuff. I normally try to do that on the Anxiety Files videos. But that being said, I had a good time on the Keanu Cast, and I ended up eating turkey tacos, late night, 1 a.m. turkey tacos with avocado or guacamole. And then I started watching episodes of Severance. And what else did I watch? Oh, I watched The Kardashians because the new episode came out of that. And I think, what else did I watch? I watched something else. Can't quite remember. Must mean it was not memorable. And I'm almost close to finishing What We Do in the Shadows. And again, this podcast is called Mikey's World, where you're going to hear about my world and what's going on. And it's a small world. I live in an apartment and I don't get out much. So it's a very small world. But a lot of you guys love TV and film like I do. So hopefully we can start talking about trading cards, football cards, baseball cards, comic books, movies, and stuff like that. I'm going to share my collection with you all very, very soon. I'm just going to try to come out of my shell a little bit and share my life with you. That's why it's called Mikey's World. But I went to bed around 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and I was still amped up. I couldn't sleep. So I finally fell asleep, but I woke up around 4 o'clock, which is not good. I'm living the vampire lifestyle. What we do in the shadows, no pun intended. And I live the vampire lifestyle a little bit too much. It's not healthy for any type of a career or a life. And I understand that. I'm self-aware, bitches. But we're going to have a good show today. We'll talk a little bit about Keanu Cast. I saw some memes and stuff online that I wanted to share with you guys and some stories. And, yeah. Thanks for sticking with me. And we'll get right into it. But first, let me sell the bullshit. If you guys feel like picking up some merchandise, please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel for some early and exclusive content. And I will soon, every Thursday, I will be adding links to join this live stream for my members only. Where hopefully every Thursday or every other Thursday, I can put the link to join and hang out with me. And if you're online, you can just join in video and we can just hang out and talk. And that way, because you guys are supporting me, maybe I can support you with hanging out with you in video and talking and hanging out. And I got to implement that. I kind of get afraid to do that because I don't know what type of the characters will come online and try to mess up the live stream. I don't know what type of characters will come online. I know I can kick them out and remove them and stuff, but I just get nervous about that stuff. But look, I'm just going to open up my heart. I want to meet and talk to some of y'all, So if you become a member, expect a link in the chat room for members only. Whenever I do a live stream with members, maybe you can join in video and hang out with me. So what I was saying is please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of the channel for exclusive and early content, such as members only chats and being on the podcast, hanging out with me on future episodes. I got merchandise available. I still need to update it, but I'm not good with building and structuring the websites and stuff like that. It's a little bit hard for me. You gotta label everything. It has to have alphabetical numerical order. You have to have it in the new releases, in the on sale area. You have to have it on the main page, and it becomes overwhelming for me. But I'm trying to get to it. And I did want to say that, man, anybody that goes to my merchandise store, there is something very, very unique on there. Look around, find it, and if you're interested, you're going to want to buy it. Okay? You're going to want to buy it. There's not many available. It is limited. It's kind of hidden within the products. But when you see it, a lot of people are going to want to buy it. Okay? So please go to my merchandise store and check that out and pick yourself up that bonus item. And then I need to be putting things for sale, actual home items. I know I can use websites like Whatnot, but how many other websites do I have to have? I got too much. It's too much. It's brain overload. I have donation portals down below if you guys feel like donating through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. If you feel like supporting me, I truly appreciate it. I will never deny you, and I will always try to repay you or be gracious and thank you, and hopefully I earned your support, whether it be through Super Chats, PayPals, Venmos, Cash Apps. And today's goal, I don't know what I put on YouTube the other day. It's probably 15 Super Chats, which would equal, if it's $2 each, that would equal what, $30? Let's put today's goal at we'll make it a simple one. We'll make it at $40 total. And then what will I give you all at the end? I don't know. I'll ask you guys what you want at the end if we hit the $40 total goal. Okay? I'll leave it up to you guys. And we all know y'all come up with some crazy stuff. And also, quick reminder, thank you guys for putting up with the beginning of this, but this is called housekeeping, and we got to do it. I got a award prizes for last month's raffle for all the Super Chat people and all that other stuff, but I didn't really mark it down correctly. So I'm going to have to go back and look at YouTube at the super chats and write down the names, and I will get to that because I promise a prize every month from my store, a value of $40 or $50. What was it? It might have been 50, it might have been 40. I don't know. Whatever I can possibly afford. But every month I'm going to try to give something for everybody for supporting and donating. But I finally pulled it out today, and boy, I need to clean this. But I got an animal cookie jar. I bought animal cookies probably a couple of years ago. They're pretty good. You guys like animal cookies? But it came with this cool little teddy bear tin or whatever it is. And I was like, I could use it, but I need to clean it up. How does it get dirty? Oh, because I put peanuts and stuff like that. I actually put peanuts and candy bars sometimes in here. Whenever I bought the little candy bars and stuff, peanuts and raisins and dried fruit. And then, it's like my little snack pin. That's how it got so dirty. I need to clean it. It's like a lot of things in my house. But every super chat, I'm going to write down, I don't have your email, but I'm going to write down your username during today's show and hopefully moving forward. And then I'm going to put it in a jar. And then that will announce. And then at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month, I will pull from the jar to give the gift to the person that has their username. Hopefully they watch it, get a hold of me in email or DMs on social media, and I'll start the process of hooking you up with whatever you want from my merchandise store. All right. That being said, let's get to the comments. And I always give the first comment of every video a free link, regardless of super chat or not. And it looks like it was, because I thought I was going to go live late last night, and I didn't. The first one goes to Regardless. That's the screen name. And he gets entered into the raffle. So there it is. You probably can't see it. Regardless. I don't know what else I need to write. Or maybe I'll write like airplane avatar. Airplane avatar. Avatar. So in case he's the winner. But we got to crunch it up, y'all. We got to crunch it up. We gotta put it in a jar. Put it in the dirty animal cookie jar and respect. And we'll do that for all the super chats. And the best joke or comment of the night, I'm going to pick one from there as well. And after the video is released, I'm going to pick one from the comments. Either a comment, a quote, whatever you want to talk about, the best one, I'm going to pick it and I'm going to put it in a jar. So even if you don't spend money, you can still win. I promise you can. That's my word and my respect. Johnny Bowser was online a little while ago. I saw you yesterday on the Keanu Cast. Let me get this off screen real quick. Thank you so much for hanging out. We got Steven online early. Brian Sanchez. Ross Incognito. Off of Waffle Time, baby. Waver, what's up, Waver? Good to see you all. A lot of haters yesterday on the Keanu Cast, but I think we've built a semi-decent community here, and I'm starting to appreciate that. Love seeing you guys all. Rebel Raider. I made a mock draft for my Raiders the other day, Rebel Raider. Made a mock draft on my Raider YouTube channel. Hi, Mike. Colin Madden. And now this is online. Justin, what's up, Justin? Good to see you, brother. What's the topic tonight? Yeah. I don't know. It's a bunch of different topics. Keanu Cast, some memes, some pictures. I might talk a little bit of conspiracy, Trump in China, the SNL mishaps that have been happening. I don't know. Let's just hang out, y'all. I should have guests tonight, but I wasn't prepared for it. Severance is awesome. What episode are you on? The first one. Or a second one. I watched 2 episodes of Severance. I got into that show. Problem is, I should have finished What We Do in the Shadows before I got into that show. Full moons coming, are they? Oh, shit, I'm going to turn into a vampire. What's up, Web Movie One? Probably getting home from work. Brendan the other day, man, he hung out with Paul Walter Hauser. That motherfucker's got a good career going so far. Damn, I am jealous, but he's a great actor. Paul Walter Hauser, Wet Movie. What an awesome event you went to. Latanya, I want to binge on Succession. And now I don't want to be rich anymore. That's true. That's what that show will do to you. Colin Madden is now a member for 1 month. Put the cookies back, motherfuckers. Colin Madden, because you are now officially a member, you get into the pool. Again, any memberships or super chats get put into the cookie jar. Oh, I didn't mean to throw it that way, Colin. I wasn't trying to disrespect you. So I'm trying to catch up on comments. I might not be able to get to all the comments, so forgive me. Try to pick some that are worthy. You're not worthy. Aria, I did my best to bounce them out of the chat, but they were crazy. Oh, you're talking about yesterday. You're talking about yesterday. All right. Rock Talk Live with a super sticker. So let's write it. Rock Talk Live. There it is. Going in the jar, Rock Talk. Boy, I'm wasting paper, right? This is not Hollywood aesthetic. Thank you for the super chat. Waivers. How is DDP yoga? I haven't started, man. I know you're looking. That's not the right answer. It's not the right answer. I haven't started. I had some doctors and hospital stuff coming up. I went into a depression after that issue, and I got some other things that need to be answered. But again, that's not the right answer. The right answer is I should just sign up right now, start doing it. So it's my fault. I'll take accountability. But I planned on a Monday being the time I would do it. So I probably got to sign up this Sunday with the links or whatever they gave me. I don't know how much it's going to cost me. They gave me a discount. I don't know if it's free or not. I don't know. But I'm gonna at least give it a go. And then, I can communicate with them, and I'm sure they'll give me advice. So I'll probably do that this Sunday. I need to do it. I need to try something. But again, please don't hold it against me. I fear the worst. I'm not perfect for a lot of things. So we'll leave it at that. Oh, wow, we got another super chat. Yeah, Drew Peanuts. Get your name in there. Get your name in the pool. And I should give you 5 of them. Because I wish it was like a real raffle. Where like for every $1 I would give one, but I would take too much paper. But Drew Peanuts, I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you 2 in the jar for the raffle. I'm going to give you 2 in the jar for the raffle. There's another one. Oh, my gosh. We got Keanu online. She's giving me Kiki bucks. She's giving me Kiki bucks. Oh, I love Keanu. She's awesome. Keanu, you don't have to send me nothing. I should have sent you chicken McNuggets yesterday because we were both hungry when we got offline. So Keanu gets into the raffle for merchandise, but I'm going to give her something free of charge. No worries. Merchandise from my store. So you got it, Keanu. You got it. You got it. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about hanging out with Keanu since she's on the chat. She might go live in a couple of hours, please. So if I'm online or if you want to hang out with her, go hang out with her. I don't know how long I'm going to be online. I was worried that we were going to have competing shows. It sounds really stupid. When you become friends with somebody and you like somebody a lot, and you get to know them and you like them a lot, I felt really bad that I know that I was possibly going to go live at like 7 p.m. today, and she goes live at like 5 or 6 or 7 maybe. And I felt really bad. I'm like, damn, because I want our guests and our friends and fans to commingle, and I didn't want to go live at the same time. That's how much of a heart I got. I feel bad about it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to create that where a fan of hers and or mine is like, what do I do? What do I do? But I don't know about Keanu, but maybe her podcast go to members only right after the podcast. Mine stay up for about a couple of days, then they go to members only, then they come back again. I don't know. But long story short, man, it was a pleasure to be on Keanu Cast. Oh, she said she thinks she's taking a break tonight. Yeah, even though it was a great day yesterday, it's like it was kind of a lot, for us, because you had a long day before that with Gino, and I didn't have a long day before that, but I haven't been online for like 2 weeks or a week and a half, and I'm so energetic, I lose all my energy, and me sitting down for like 2 or 3 hours, my body starts to break down, but it didn't. I had a great time. But Keanu is like a friend now for life, but she's married to Gino Bisconti, for people that don't know of her. But Gino Bisconti is a comedian. He's like the New York, Jersey scene. And many years ago in 2011 or 10 or 9, whenever the heck it was, these kids from New Jersey wanted me to be on their movie. They were making a movie, like a Kevin Smith, do-it-yourself type independent comedy movie called Community College. And, they flew me down to New Jersey. We hung out with a bunch of amazing people out there in Philly and all that. I think we went to the radio station where Danny Bonaducci did his show. And, the main guy name was Tommy Avalon. He's a relative of Mickey Avalon. And Keanu got chicken nuggets. Yeah, those late night McDonald's chicken nuggets are the fucking best. But man, 2 days later, you're like, was it chicken? I don't know what it was, but it was white and it looked pure and clean and it's bleach. But they taste good. They taste good. But long story short, I met this guy, or he paid me to be in his movie, Community College, and then Gino Bisconti was friends with all these people. He did a cameo, and I met a lot of people. I met a wrestler called the Blue Meanie. You guys know the Blue Meanie? Anybody remember the Blue Meanie? I met him, and I worked with some amazing people, and they were just living their life, making film and movies and having fun, drinking, and I really needed to be around that. Even though I was probably about 10, 12, 15 years older than all these people, it just felt really good. And that's where I met Gino. And then I started looking up his career recently. And let me get to this super sticker from Anne. I want to respect it. And I'm not going to be able to pronounce your last name correctly. Anne Germelt. Thank you for the super sticker. But where's the sticker? Where does YouTube send the sticker? That's going to be my running joke forever. Here you go, Anne. You get in the cookie jar for the raffle at the beginning of next month. So that's where I kind of met Gino Bisconti. I didn't work with him, but I met him, I think, later online, and he married Keanu. Then I had all the Dabbleverse people sometimes doing shows about me, because I think that's where I was introduced to the beginning of the Dabbleverse, was doing the movie with those people in community college. I think some of them went on to be Dabbleversers. I don't know. But long story short, I became a fan of Keanu and her show because I was watching her show knowing that she was getting married to Gino. And then I became friends with a girl named April a little bit online. with all her mishaps, because I started watching Still Toe podcast every once in a while, just to see what was going on. And that's where I kind of got involved more. Then I realized Gino was a part of it or not a part of it. And then Keanu was marrying Gino. I met April. I talked to Keanu. I was able to be on her show. Okay. I was really, really happy to be on her show. And I watched her show with her and her mom, and they're just having good times. They're just having good times. Not caring about whatever people think, not trying to bring drama, not trying to dissect other people and judge from most of what I saw. They're just spending mother-daughter time. I like people like that. Just be yourselves. Just be your damn selves. So I'm proud to befriend Keanu, be on her show. We had a great time. She loves pop culture. She loves reality TV shows too. I don't really like a lot of reality TV shows. I do watch the Kardashians, and sometimes I watch old school shows. Like I was watching Flavor of Love recently. Keanu might be a host. We might do a dating show, dating DonkeyLips. She might be a host. We'll get like 3 women and 1, male. I have to be diverse, even though I'm not interested. You're gonna lose. If you're on a dating show that we do online and Keanu's a host, and you're a male, you're gonna lose. just saying. But hey, I was actually thinking about that. I was telling Keanu, I was thinking about that. Dating donkey. Oh, that sounds so bad. That sounds so bad. So freaking bad. Oh, Larry Jester, getting in there, man. I gotta respect you, Larry. I promise I'm gonna make you a couple of. I know I probably shouldn't do this during the show. It kind of takes away from the show, but I don't care. There you go, Larry Jester. You get a couple of them, Larry, because you've been a member for 12 months. Maybe I can learn how to talk and do this at the same time. Maybe I'll try doing that. It's been a year already. There you go. That's what I mean. And we got Anger Milk. That's a weird avatar, man. What is that, a little hat? Is that from a TV show? Anger Milk. Thank you so much, Anger Milk. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting, y'all. Oh, my goodness. But you see what you did, Keanu? You brought out some fun in me, some life in me, and I appreciate that forever. So, but I forgot to put the link, y'all. I don't know if I put it in the video. I hope I did. But I think our part 1 is still online. Please check out Keanu Cast. See what she's about. She may not be your cup of tea. A lot of people always have negative things to say. But again, did your mama not tell you if that person is not your cup of tea? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's simple. If she's not your cup of tea, then you're not the droid she's looking for. Move along. But everybody got to post these hateful and spiteful comments, and it's really disheartening because what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. Oh, Michael Jackson's not guilty, y'all. Where did that come from? Me and Keanu talked about Michael Jackson a little bit the other day because kind of started my career with Quincy Jones, and I met Michael Jackson on 2 or 3 occasions. But Candace, what's her name? Candace Owens. She did a deep dive, and she's doing a lot of good deep dives, y'all. Candace Owens is doing a lot of deep dives. And Candace Owens is doing a deep dive into Michael Jackson and Justin Bieber. And I started to watch a little bit of it before I went live. And I'm fascinated. I started to have doubts about the Michael Jackson story, a couple years ago. And now I'm starting to really, really, really have a lot more doubts, y'all. A lot more doubts. All right, Judge. All right, this is a dabble verser. I know it. If you change your name, you ain't gonna win. But there you go, Joey She. See, you had to write something real bad. I just caught it too late. I caught it too late. Come on, man. Come on, man. So where was I? So I started to have my doubts about the storyline of Michael Jackson years ago. You know, since I became like a conspiracy person and I don't believe in the mainstream media or Hollywood anymore. And it's just really funny that like out of nowhere, stories started to pop up on my feed because the algorithm's always listening to me. And me and Keanu talked about Michael Jackson, him possibly still being alive and whatnot. And then, then all of a sudden the Candace Owens video was live on my YouTube screen. And then I got this picture, y'all. I got this picture on, I don't know, it's probably Instagram or something. Right when I woke up and I looked, and there it is. It says, from Daily News, Blackpink Lisa. Michael Jackson's daughter has been reportedly caught by an old man visiting a secret house in Los Olivos for 21 years. Paris Jackson confirmed what we all suspected. That means they're claiming that Michael Jackson's alive, which I actually think he is. We can go over a couple of details in a minute of why I think Michael Jackson is still alive. But Paris Jackson, you can't see the picture. I don't know how to zoom in. But there it is. The algorithm's always listening. The algorithm is always listening. And that's a sad state of affairs. But all of a sudden, I got all these Michael Jackson things post. So I'm reading the super chats, and of course they're pissing me off. So I'm not gonna show them. But thank you for the money. You're not getting any more into my raffle, Annie, because you're saying I disrespected you. Whatever. And then Drew is like, when was my last girlfriend? A while now. No, it hasn't really been a while. Maybe 8 months. But still, none of your information. This is my work ID. I'm an assistant manager at Build-A-Bear. That's funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's funny. Anger Milk, you get another one. And so do you, Drew Peanuts. I should give Annie one too, but Annie was being mean. I don't know how to pronounce certain names. She'll get over it. So you ain't gonna get one, Annie. But thank you for the money. Please be respectful and pronounce my name correctly. Well, I'm gonna mispronounce it perfectly for fun. Gershmelt. Gershmildet. Gershmelt. Gershmelted did toot. Annie Gersh with my lisp. Melt. Relax. Relax. We all love you, Annie. It's all in good fun. Okay, so Michael Jackson, do you guys believe he's alive? I really do. Why do I think he's alive? Well, because I became a conspiracy theorist around the time when he died. But let's be honest, do you remember when Michael Jackson passed away? I think everybody can remember where they were when Michael Jackson passed away. I was in the Veterans Affairs with my father getting a checkup for his health and his life, because, he was on a downward trend. And it's a travesty what they're doing to the Veterans Affairs. I mean, I just saw, and I'm sorry I'm going off topic, but this is to my heart for all veterans. They are now removing veterans from working in the Veterans Affairs. They're like laying off jobs. Okay, well, maybe some of these veterans shouldn't have a job, or maybe they're not qualified. I don't know that. But it sucks that the Veterans Affairs are losing workers when they're already struggling to have a coherent institution to take care of their fucking veterans. I mean, my dad would barely get any treatment. They would fight him at every turn for medications or surgeries or laser surgery on his eye to try to help him from going completely blind. And there's no budget for them. And I was watching a video as well that came online where they showed the entire budget for the world, or for the Veterans Affairs, and the military complex budget, this budget, the government's budget for all the different factions. And then the Veterans Affairs budget, like the military was like 11 or 12 or 13% of the entire budget. This was a certain percentage of the entire budget. That was a certain percentage of the entire budget. And then when it went to Veterans Affairs, it was like 4% or 3% of the entire government budget. It might have even been 3%. And I was like, wait a second. That's backwards, in my opinion. If the military and the weapons and everything is like 15 or 19% or whatever it is, how could you have 3 or 4% for the people that are injured and killed and need recuperation from your wars? The numbers, to be quite honest with you, they should be close to equal. 15% for the military, maybe 10% of the budget, for the Veterans Affairs. That shows you what they care about most. It's fucking ridiculous, and it pisses me the hell off. And let's go back to Michael Jackson. But I remember hearing that Michael Jackson died. I was at the Veterans Affairs Hospital with my father, and it came on. They had news screens while you're in the waiting room. Do you guys remember where you saw it or when you heard the news? It's just really, really ridiculous. You're right, Stephen Letterman, what they're doing. Do I think Tupac is still alive? You know what? I do. With that book, Killer Illuminati and stuff like that about faking death, I do. But the reason why, and thank you guys for your comments. I really, really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Sometimes you guys are my only outlet, So I truly appreciate you and all the support. And even the people that are asking weird questions, they're still sending me a couple of bucks. I appreciate it, and I thank you. I really do. It still is a lot of money, for you guys to send me that. Even though you're trolling or asking me funny questions, I just want you to know I appreciate it. So the reason why I think Michael Jackson is still alive is because, well, first off, there was if you watch the funeral, and I mean, I don't know if a lot of people know this. I think I mentioned it in my last statement. I was able to go to the funeral in LA through the Quincy Jones and people and stuff like that I knew throughout the years. I got an invite. And again, I was actually auditioning that day. And I was in the audition room for, I think it was the show called Suits or some show that was in Miami. And I knew the information that I was going to, go to the funeral later that day. But I was in an audition that morning. And then the casting directors were like, oh, can you stay? Can you come back in a little bit, like another couple hours? We're going to have the writer here. We want you to audition again. I was like, I don't think I can. I was going to do this, and then I was going to go down to LA and be a part of the funeral. Oh, whatever. But so I went back and I watched the funeral after attending. I went back and watched it on TV or online or something, and the celebrities were all close together. I was way far in the back on the left side. Long story short, I didn't get to mingle with the real people. I didn't get to mingle with the real people or the real celebrities or whatnot or the family or anybody. But I watched it back online, and then I noticed, because I was a conspiracy theorist at this time, I noticed that like there was people around the family with like, they just look different. And you're like, who is that person? Could that be Michael Jackson? Could that be Michael Jackson at his own funeral? Watching, like in the wake, hiding amongst the regular people? And then I saw a couple of people, and I wish I had the footage. I didn't really plan on going a deep dive today. I need to do that. I need to start editing and doing deep dives like Candace Owens and other people do. That'd be kind of fun, but it's a lot of work. But then there was an interview on Larry King. There was an interview on Larry King with somebody that looked exactly like Michael Jackson. And it was supposedly a friend of Michael Jackson's from years earlier. And let me see if I do have it picked up here. Let's see if I can find that. Larry King, Michael Jackson alive, maybe? Maybe that'll show on YouTube. Who knows? All right, let me see if I can get this on screen, y'all. True Peanuts, I promise I'll get to your chat in a second. I need to learn how to do two things at the same time. Okay, there it is. His name is Dave. Here we go. Let's see if I can get it on screen. All right. A lot of people think this is the True Peanuts, dude. Bro, signed Evolution poster. I don't have an Evolution poster. Or have I ever been to Gary, Indiana? No, I have not, Drew Peanuts. But I remember that movie called Gary, Indiana, or Erie, Indiana. Oh, you know what? I'm afraid about showing too much of this footage for copyright. But let's try to watch a couple of seconds of this. And you guys tell me if you think this is Michael Jackson. All right, let me get this off stage. How do I present it? I got to go present, share screen. Dave, also share a tab. Okay. Pretty sure you all can hear this. Hopefully this all works. Again, I'm new to the technology, but this laptop that I was given is doing really well for me. Let's see if I can get this on screen. How do I play it? Dismiss. Okay, this is the person, and how do I make it bigger screen? Again, this is Michael Jackson, y'all. This is Michael Jackson. And even though he met this guy, Dave, and Dave was a real person, Michael Jackson started to learn how to play different characters, you know, because he wanted to go out in public, and he did stuff like that. And even though Dave was a real friend, I believe this is Michael Jackson in garb. But he was a friend of Michael Jackson in real life.
Him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also.
See, that's the real Dave. He is an actual friend. And that's pictures that Michael Jackson befriended him. He has burns and scars. But this dude, it's Michael. Let's see if we can get him talking.
And his legacy, I decided to become my own person through changing my name.
That's Michael Jackson, y'all. That is Michael Jackson.
Back and forth from surgery.
And
like, listen to the voice, y'all.
Hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim back and forth from surgery.
And what did he do for you?
Well, basically,
Yeah, that's right there, dude. At the Oh, that's right, Forest Lawn. I was gonna say in Burbank, but that's right there, dude. Kind of pretty close to where I was actually auditioning, too. I was auditioning in Burbank at the time, in Glendale. Burbank is there, but that is Michael Jackson, y'all. Somebody said Corey Feldman is Michael Jackson. But that's Michael Jackson, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say, man. That is Michael Jackson, and this is after, or the day of, or whatever, when they're burying him. This is like the next day or something like that.
I remember sitting down, and at the time, my favorite video games, my favorite video game was Pole Position.
Oh, Pole Position. All right, we'll leave it at that, but that is Michael Jackson, y'all. I don't know what else to say, but that is Michael Jackson, y'all. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, yeah, I believe Michael Jackson is alive. There's a lot of clues that would lead to it, and now we got this Paris Jackson rumor that we just spoke about, that apparently she was caught at the house with certain people. And let me put that story back on stage. I mean, I don't know how true that real story is, but still, it brought up an interesting point about Paris Jackson, and we'll leave it at that. Let me see if there's any more super chats that I didn't get to respect. No, I didn't. Do we got any? Oh, we got a merchandise order from Daniel. I'm not going to say your full name. Congratulations on whatever you picked up. I'll check it out later. Thank you guys for picking it up, Daniel, and supporting your boy. Appreciate y'all. All right, let's get into some. We talked about Keanu Cast. Again, check her out. She's amazing. Hopefully she'll be on a show in the future. I need to get a background or something, don't I? For like my background. How do I do that? I'm not paying for like StreamYard just yet, but how do I get a background? Because there's too much black. I like made the screen smaller. How do I get a black background? Sorry, guys. I know I'm doing this like live with you guys. Yeah, no, so it doesn't work. Does it let me do the bubbles? Okay, lets me do that one. Doesn't let me do that one because I got to pay for one. Does it let me do the confetti? Yeah, that's too bright. Too bright! All right, we'll do the circles. Or should I do the bubbles? I don't know. Oh, confetti dark. I like that one. There you go. We'll leave it at that one. I went to Neverland. So did I. I did. I think I talked about that. I made a video called Meeting Michael Jackson or something like that. So check it out. I think I tell all the stories on my channel. You said I can't use your background, Larry, because on StreamYard you have to pay to upload the background. So I have to use their backgrounds right now. But I'm hoping to start paying for StreamYard, and I can put banners and logos, and I'm hoping to do that. But it's like, I think it's like $25 a month. But if I pay for the year, it's like $15 a month. It's still a lot of money for me right now. I'm so sorry, dude. But yeah, so that was something interesting that I wanted to talk about. Also, we had Rex Manning Day the other day. Do you guys remember Rex Manning? Do you guys know the reference? There's a movie called Empire Records. Rex Manning is a day every year in the movie. You need to watch it. It's really funny. They're like, we can't do anything today. Why? It's Rex Manning Day. Mon amour, mon amour. Baby, I adore. Mon amour, mon amour. Somebody clip that little dance. Something, baby, I adore. It's really funny. But it's one of the coolest movies, Empire Records. I actually went to acting school with, why can't I think of his name right now? He was in Vegas Vacation. He changed his name. He was on Dutch with the guy from his sister was awesome. And I auditioned. I went really far for a movie with him called Treehouse. But he's a cool dude. But he's in Empire Record. I can't think of his name right now. I'm sorry, dude. I'm blanking badly. Ethan. Yeah, Ethan. But what's the full name? He changed his name twice. Ethan something. I can look it up. I don't care. But he's like very political on Twitter now. I've noticed he's very political on Twitter now. Ethan Randall. Right? Is it Ethan Randall? I think that name came to my mind. Ethan Randall, something like that. He changed his name, though. But yeah, I love that movie, Empire Records. Oh, by the way, what's up? Ethan Embry. That's right. He was called Ethan Randall. Then he changed it. Arya Light, I love you. You're awesome. His original name was like Ethan Randall or something like that. Then he changed it to Ethan Embry. Dude, he's a very good actor, but he's very political online, like too much. And stay away from that stuff, man. That'll ruin your brain. And by the way, thank you so much, Fluffy, for getting online and hanging out with me. But yeah, Empire Records is one of those movies that you should probably always watch it once a year. What's up, Please Strong? Appreciate you. The girl that shaves her hair in that. The girl shaves her head in that. Awful. I like that. You know what? I love that scene, Waver. You know why I love that scene where the girl changes her hair? Because she's like an emotional wreck person. She's kind of like me with my brain. Like my brain is like emotional and doesn't understand sometimes certain things. And I don't know how to get rid of my emotions. And I shave my hair a lot. You guys have seen it in my videos. It's like a cleanse for me. It's like cleansing. It is so MK Ultra and scary, Hollywood-esque. Maybe that was brainwashed into me. I don't know. But you guys know this. I constantly shave my head a lot. And I feel like a cleanse when I shave my hair. I mean, I might be a part of MK Ultra and didn't even know about it, through acting class. That's scary. Because think about it. I mean, I love my acting classes and I love the people. But now as an adult and I have different theories about things, we went into trances and we had opening speeches where we had to like get into a place of like mental preparedness. And we were told to do things. And now I look back and I'm like, damn. Is that part of the brainwashing of the system from certain people? I don't know. But I really don't believe hypnosis works truly. I mean, I know brainwashing, you have to dig something into their brain back and forth, and then they finally get it and they start to do it. Like if they see images of oranges everywhere, the word orange, this, guess what? They're probably going to go buy some damn oranges later that night. But I really don't believe hypnosis really works. But maybe it does on a government drug spectrum like MK Ultra, because that's drugs and that's like a pseudoscience that I don't understand. But I have went to these so-called professional hypnotists and stuff like that, and I've done their events, and they just repeat it word for word, word for word. Like the only reference I can actually give you at this moment is like a show where they have a professional hypnotist on the show and he comes out and he's like, hey, I'm going to hypnotize everybody. Would you like to see if I can hypnotize you? I'm a professional hypnotist. And okay, let's get 10 people on stage. All right. Do you want to be hypnotized? Okay, come on stage. Sit down in the chair. You want to be hypnotized? Come on stage. Sit down in the chair. You want to be hypnotized? Come on, sit down on the chair. Then they get 10 people. Let me get this off screen. They get 10 people sitting on a chair. Right now he goes, okay, everybody at the count of 3, close your eyes and this and that. At the count of 3, close your eyes, this and that. At the count of 3, close your eyes. All right, 1, 2, 3, close. Then the willing participants close their eyes. Then he starts saying, all right, chair number 1, I'm going to tap you on the shoulder. Chair number 1, I'm going to tap you on the shoulder. I'm going to say some words. You're falling into a deep trance. You're falling into chair number one, chair number one. I'm going to tap you on the shoulder, chair number one. And then all of a sudden, if you're chair number one, you get a tap on the shoulder. And he's tapping you. He's letting you know you're chair number one. All right, chair number one, I tapped you on the shoulder. I tapped you on the shoulder. Now I'm going to say a word. We know you probably love Michael Jackson. You love Michael Jackson. So chair number one, I'm tapping you on the shoulder. He taps again. We know you love Michael Jackson. So when I say the word musical, you're going to stand up and you're going to dance like Michael Jackson. All right, chair number one, when I tap you on the shoulder, chair number one, when I tap you on the shoulder, you know it's you. Chair number one, they tap you on the shoulder again. All right, when I say the word musical, chair number one, you're going to get up and dance like Michael Jackson. That's right. No remorse. No matter who's watching, you're not going to be yourself. Chair number one, that I'm tapping on the shoulder. When I say the word musical, you're going to dance and be Michael Jackson. Okay? Once again, chair number one, that I'm tapping on the shoulder. When I tap on your shoulder, when I say the word musical, you're going to dance and be Michael Jackson. You're going to dance and be Michael Jackson when I say the word musical. Right? Then he goes to chair number two. Chair number two, chair number two. I'm tapping you on the shoulder. Chair number two. When I say the word, you're going to act like a pelican. When I say the word, pelican or bird, you're going to act like a pelican. You're going to act like a pelican. And then he does that. And then he says the word musical somewhere along that line. It's a musical. Then if chair number one is a willing participant, they get up and act like Michael Jackson. But you got to remember, they're already willing to be hypnotized because they raised their hands and he brought them on stage. Now he brainwashed them and kept reminding them, these are your instructions, these are your instructions, these are your instructions. But before that, he did a couple of things, like to the people on the chairs, like, oh, pretend like you're on an airplane. There's a baby behind you making noise. And then some of the 10 chairs were not like performing correctly. Some of them might go. But then the other chairs that want to be actors or performers, and he would watch this. The hypnotist would watch this. Then he'd get rid of chair number 5, chair number 8, chair number 9, chair number 7. And then he would pick a final 3. The 3 people that he believes is best going to perform to be Michael Jackson or to be the pelican or whatever the fuck that he's supposedly hypnotizing. That's what happens. That's what happens. It sounds like a really bad version of Simon Says. Sorry, I didn't mean that. If I was loud, maybe my microphone. I get animated. I enjoy myself. Keenan Wheaton, a cult leader in Alabama, does the same type of hypnosis. There are people on TikTok exposing it. I got to look into that. You know what? Let me write that down because I kind of like doing stuff like that. I like watching this stuff. Karen Wheaton. I could check that out. So that's what I, think about when I think about hypnosis and stuff like that. It's just really, really interesting. All right. My show is very random, as you guys can tell. That's why it's called Mikey's World. Once again, please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And every super chat, whether it be through PayPal, Venmo, or wherever, gets into the raffle at the end of the month from my merchandise store. And you know the drill. And we'll just send it up there again. There's some amazing hidden items, or at least one hidden item on there on the merchandise store. So check it out. Links down below. All right. So we did the Michael Jackson story. We talked about Keanu Cast, which I had a great time. Hopefully she'll be on the show soon. Even her mother said she was interested in talking conspiracy theories. Let's do it. I love that stuff. Getting into conspiracy theories, I wrote something the other day, or a friend of mine sent this to me because I talk about my health a lot. And I don't want to take pharmaceutical drugs. So, can I make it bigger? So he sent me this picture and I tried to take a screenshot. I should have edited it out, but I forgot. But apparently these are big pharma hacks. Something you can do without taking their medicines for whatever their diseases are. And he sent it to me because the first one says metformin. I haven't been on metformin for about 6 months now. And I don't know if I'm doing better or worse, but I still struggle with diabetes. And the hack is cinnamon for metformin. So I ain't gonna lie. About a week ago when I got this message, I bought some cinnamon. And I take a spoonful every day. Sometimes when I make my little, what is it? No, I'm drinking decaffeinated coffee today with milk and cinnamon. But I had chai latte. Whenever I make a chai latte or a chai tea or whatever it's called with milk, I put cinnamon in it as well. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been feeling much better. I'm drinking a lot more water too, though, truthfully. A lot more water. I'm only eating a little bit a day, pretty decently eating recently, so that's helping too. But I have to think that cinnamon literally helps with diabetes if I still truly have it. Well, the doctor said I was like borderline. I'm still there in that range. And then apparently, and you should also take magnesium. That's what it says for this hack. Valium, anxiety, which I have a lot. There's something called valerian root. Then Advair for asthma is purple dead nettle. Albuterol, remember the doctors prescribed that for me because I have that as well, the asthma, because I grew up with smokers and everything. Albuterol is black seed oil. And for attention deficit, do I have all of these things? I hope not. I don't even want to let the doctors tell me I have it because I'm sure I do. But I just hate their fucking medical terms. ADHD, I never heard of autism in the 80s or the 90s. All of a sudden, everybody has autism. 1 out of 3 kids or 1 out of 5 kids. Huh? Makes you think. Things that make you go, ADHD meds is basil, saffron, rosemary, or lion's mane, the mushroom. Pain meds, I do take pain meds. I take like a little aspirin a day. I don't know if that's good. Wild opium lettuce. I need to make it bigger on the screen. I can't see it too well. Pain meds are wild opium lettuce and cordalis root. High blood pressure meds. That's also something I suffer with very badly. And that's another reason why I've been doing cinnamon a lot, because I read this and I decided to do it. Heart problems, I definitely have those. High cholesterol. They prescribe Lipitor and all that other stuff. And it says, blood thinners, take magnesium instead. You know what? I think I need to buy some magnesium and try that as well. But how much do you take? Magnesium sounds scary. Remember when they used to put lead in cereals? Y'all remember that? I know I'm not the only one. No, iron. They put iron. You would see a cereal like Wheaties, cornflakes, this. Now with more iron. There's so much iron in the air, in the skies, through what they spray us with, in the chemicals everywhere. There's plastics on our plates, in our food, in our cups. How many chemicals are we being bombarded with daily? And I know iron is good for you, but at a minimum dosage. The water we're drinking probably has iron, whatever they're called, tubes where the food comes from. Where the water comes from. Can't even think sometimes. But you guys remember when they had cereal with iron? Ridiculous. And literally, I think I saw a video maybe a year or two ago where they did a deep dive where they watered out the cereal that had iron. And then they found all these little black iron flakes. They found all these little black iron flakes. And then that was a way for them to get rid of hazardous material. You know, if there was an iron factory and they had little shavings of iron, you know, from whatever they made with iron, all the little black flakes on the floor, they scoop them up, they put them in your cereal. It's good for you. Everybody needs iron. Put it in your cereal. Oh, I forgot to put Karen. Or no, that was not for the raffle. Sorry, Chris Thompson. What's up, my dude? We are now friends on X and Twitter. And thank you for hanging out last night with Keanu Thompson. And I appreciate your friendship and your fandom and your support. You are now going for the raffle for merchandise from my stuff, from my store. You get in the cookie jar. Get in the cookie jar. Get in the cookie jar. I got a conspiracy theory for you from my state. Officer Terrence Yeakley and the OKC bombing. Oh, yeah, we all know. That was the test bombing in the van. Yeah, I know a little bit about that one. I've watched stories about that one as well. How they had Apache drive the van and how they blew up the building themselves. But it didn't go as according to plan. So they couldn't finish the job completely. Because I don't think the entire building blew, only the bottom floor. And isn't it always funny how it's like a FBI or CIA building that gets destroyed, like in the Two Towers? Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how they try to get rid of evidence by unaliving people and blowing up buildings? Isn't it funny? It's funny. All right, but let's finish with these little... How do I get it back on screen? With these little hacks. Heart problems, high cholesterol, is magnesium. I got to look into that. Doxycycline, antibiotic, Usnia, like Usnavi. Remember that play In the Heights? His name was Usnavi. That was a great musical. Usnavi. Usnavi, Usnavi. Why do they call you Usnavi? Because my parents were on a boat going into New York and they saw the ship of the people that brought us onto the American land. And it said, Usnavi on the ship. U.S. Navy. What a great Broadway musical, In the Heights. Usually the lacy things that hang from trees. Oh, that's what Usnia is called? The lacy things that hang from trees? For strep and staph throat. Garlic is also a powerful antibiotic. Garlic is expensive, though, because I don't know how to break down the cloves of garlic. It has so much like skin on it, and every time I try to break it down, then I gotta. You know what? I need to buy garlic again, but it came in like a weird thing with like 5 different cloves. Then you gotta pull them out, and then you gotta unskin them or whatever. Seemed like a lot of work, but I need to do that again. I need to try it. Now that I know that you can cut it or mash it. Do I have a masher? I think I do. But garlic is expensive if you buy it already mashed or cut up. It's expensive, dude. Mucinex, you need to take mullein, and a diuretic is dandelion. Okay, good to know. Do you guys agree with any of that stuff? You can buy it chopped, Mike, but it's very expensive. It's like $5 for like chopped garlic in a jar. I know I'm stupid sometimes with that stuff. Oregano oil is a very strong antibiotic. Good to know. Good to know. The Oklahoma City Marriott is about to be torn down for a new OKC arena. I just noticed Brent is MIA. He might be watching wrestling tonight. I think tonight is SmackDown, right? Or one of those shows. I talked to Brent earlier. He's okay. He had a hard time yesterday with, the idiot people giving him flack. I hope it wasn't you, Justin. I'm going to go back and read the comments, Justin. Was it you? Calling them names? maybe he didn't know that I was going live tonight. I don't know if he's on my Twitter. I didn't post it on Instagram. I didn't post it anywhere. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to chime in. He's probably watching. We love you, Brent. We love you, Brent. SmackDown is Friday. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched SmackDown in years. We should have brunch at Waffle Champion. Is there a place called Waffle Champion? I love waffles. I ain't gonna lie, dude. And I just noticed, because I wanted to make pancakes and have a pancake mix here, and I was thinking about making pancakes, right? And I've been starting to look at sodium a little bit more. I mean, I have done for years, but I started to realize that, like, I was eating so much sodium the last month or two, and I started to look at sodium, and I didn't think there was that much sodium in like Top Ramen package. I was thinking it was like 200 milligrams of sodium in a Top Ramen flavor packet. It's like 700. And I normally eat like probably 2 Top Ramen package, and that's already like 1,400 milligrams of sodium. And then I'm like, wow, that's a lot, because, you know, with diabetes and other things, you're supposed to stay on a low sodium diet. And I think it's like under 1,000. But, you know, I was thinking, can I eat pancakes? I don't think there's any sodium in pancake. It's like flour, wheat, and this, you know, it's none of the above. So I'm like, there's probably like 5 milligrams of sodium in pancake batters or waffle batter. So I look at my pancake batter. I need to probably look at it again right now, but it's probably 600 per serving, or 500, 400. I don't know, but it was a lot. And I was like, what? There's sodium in everything that's processed. And that would technically be processed. Man, like, I know I feel better when I just eat simple ingredients: chicken, broccoli, rice. But I always have to add a condiment or just a little bit of flavor here and there, you know, because I need it. But I've noticed, you know, hot sauce doesn't have a lot of sodium or fat. But you know what? Hot sauce probably does have sodium. But I know for a fact, I think it's mustard. Mustard doesn't have a lot of sugar or sodium, if I can recollect correctly. So those are good things that you can put on anything to add flavor, like a mustard seed or a flavor and stuff like that. And I'm sure garlic is the same way. So that's why people probably use garlic and stuff like that. So I just, you know, was able and blessed to get, you know, some money from the government. Yes, I need help with social services, but I finally got back on a schedule with that. So I think I'm going to buy some really good ingredients for a couple days. Screen went off. I'm going to try to put together a really decent, healthy meal or two to make. And I'm not going to be perfect, but I always buy the ice cream and, you know, the chips every once in a while, and, you know, the little chocolate candy bars every once in a while. But I'm going to put together some meals with really low sodium, good protein, and I'm going to write a meal book, you know. So maybe one day in the future, every meal I have will be as healthy while living in this world that we live in as can be. But then it's up to my strength to not snack, you know, to not do all the other things. But I will lose. I will lose. But hey, as long as I, you know, add healthy meals 4 or 5 times a week, and I'm probably only doing that once or twice a week now, but okay. Sorry, everybody. It seems like my internet is going out. So my apologies. I don't know what's going on. If the internet keeps going out, 1000%, please forgive me. Let me see. Hopefully my computer's not trying to update in the background. Sometimes it downloads updates while you're doing things. So I'm going to try to turn that off in case it's trying to download updates. All right, let me see what you all are saying. Make your own How do I get this on screen? Make your own pancake batter. It's easy and you can use better ingredients. You know what? I should look into it. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Nah, you just got to learn how to make good beans. Once again, if my internet goes completely out, my apologies. Something's going on. I keep getting the signal that says low internet or whatever the case may be. My apologies. You never know with these things. And Chris said, she's your co-host. Arya, she's your co-host. That's awesome. Copy and paste my name at 405 Cowboy. Is that your name before, Chris Thompson? Because I've seen you online with me before at that name, 405 Cowboy. There it is. Arya is my co-host. She knows her stuff. She does. Oh, see, something tried to open up on my screen. What was that? She does know her stuff. Plus, she looks like a beautiful woman. It's always nice to have beautiful women around. So, Chris Thompson, you get into my raffle again. Put you in the thing. All right, let's move along. Move along. And again, I apologize. I know a lot of you want your comments to be seen. But I'm kind of also not only just hanging out doing comments, I'm kind of trying to tell stories and, you know, entertain. So I can't really do it all at the same time. I don't have a producer putting it on screen. I'm the producer. But one of my favorite movies of all times, and if I would die to be with or die to marry or whatever, it would be from the 90s, Jennifer Connelly. Whoops. A lot of you guys already know this, but look how stunningly... it pisses me off. The internet thing keeps going in and out, in and out. Look how stunningly beautiful she is, Jennifer Connelly. That's from a movie called Career Opportunities, one of my favorite movies of all time. So amazing. Such a beautiful classic, like teenage girl. I don't know how old she is in that movie. Maybe 17, 18. She played a character named Joshi. Oh my God, one of the best movies. And this is like one of my celebrity crushes. You guys tell me one of your celebrity crushes as well. And you know what? But she was in Labyrinth and she was so young, 12 or 13 years of age in Labyrinth. That's very, very scary to be that young of a girl in Labyrinth. But she is so gorgeous. She was in Top Gun Maverick recently. But man, my crush, and that is my dream woman from that movie, Career Opportunities. That is my dream woman. So Monica, I just noticed it was you saying that. What's up, Monica? If this stream cuts out, man, officially, 100% apologies. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the cable or what. It's Guys, I'm going to put you on break. I'm going to go check a cable. Maybe it got moved. Please forgive me. But let me put you on break just for a minute or two. Hopefully it doesn't log off. How do I put it on break for a minute or two? All right, everybody. I don't know. I re-put the cable in. I switched to Wi-Fi. I know that's a worse connection, but I switched to Wi-Fi. And I know that's a worse connection instead of the cable. But I switched to Wi-Fi on the computer. I re-plugged in the cable. I have them both running. I don't know what'll happen. Hopefully, I'm back for good. My apologies. I'm truly, truly sorry. And now I have to re-upload all my photos. Great. I got to re-upload all the photos that I wanted to talk about on today's show. But I was just showing you guys Jennifer Connelly. I was just showing everybody Jennifer Connelly. There was an issue with your file. Please try it again later. Why was there an issue with my Jennifer Connelly file? All right. I hope I'm back, y'all. I hope I'm back. Let me just see if I'm back completely. Let me get the comments going. Grazer said, re-upload the photos from my private Jennifer Connelly photo or folder. That's probably true. I don't have one, but I should. I should have one. Do people do that? Am I the only one that have like folders of photos from like family members or ex-girlfriends or anything? Whatever photos you have of that person, you have a folder that says like the name, like dad or brother or whatever your girlfriend's name is. Am I the only person that does that? I do have that. Jennifer is the inspiration for Bob Seger's Her Strut. Good to know, 405 Cowboy or Chris Thompson. Oh, nice podcast is online. I'm hoping to do their podcast next week. I think they're part of the Dabbleverse. I'm a little worried about it, but seems like a quality person so far. But check them out. Nice podcast, stupid. Maybe I'll be on their show next week. And they're going to help support me and be there for me. And I'll update everybody as next week rolls along through like Twitter or Instagram or wherever. But check them out. You know, no wrong with supporting somebody who's going to try and help support me. All right, let's move along from that. I'm sorry about that internet struggle. I hate it when people write, whenever you have internet problems, they write, pay your fucking bill. Pay your bill. All right, you're a moron. Because if I didn't pay my bill, it wouldn't be going in and out. Okay? You tard? If I didn't pay my bill, I wouldn't even be online. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. And Monica said, oh, that's right. There's a new Goonies movie. Who wrote that? Was that Monica? That's right. That's right. They are a new Goonies movie. It was confirmed at AwesomeCon by Corey Feldman, the cast members. I can't think of all the names right now. Sean Astin. But it was confirmed that Steven Spielberg is now moving forward with a new Goonies 2. But there's no guarantee that the original cast will be in the movie. They probably want to keep it mum. Maybe the original cast doesn't even know if they're going to be in the movie just yet. They don't know the storyline. They don't know anything. That they are moving forward with a Goonies 2. Some people might say that is false. They've been saying that for years, but I believe it's truthful. But here's what really bothers me. It comes right after the death of Richard Donner. Was Richard Donner holding Spielberg back? Because Spielberg, if he did it, it would have had to have been with Richard Donner. And was Spielberg holding it back from Richard Donner until now Richard Donner passed away? Now Spielberg can do what he always wanted? I don't know. Is that shady? Is it not? I do not know. But it's very, very interesting to think of. You know, rest in peace, Richard or Dick. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I ain't going to lie. And I don't care whether it's good or bad, you know, like the Indiana Jones remakes, or not remakes, but the sequels. A lot of people don't like them. I still love them all. You know, Steven Spielberg might do something bad with the Goonies, but it's never going to live up to Goonies 1. So everybody let your shit down, relax, let it go. Brent's online. We love you, Brent. We love you, Brent. Just got a notification he was live hours after the fact. My apologies, Brent. Yeah, I went live at like 5 or 6 p.m. I don't know. I didn't notify you. I'm so sorry, brother. Love you, brother. Good to see you, Brent. People were asking about you, man. They were asking if you were okay. They were actually worried about you, Brent. That's right. You got a loving community on this channel, Brent. We all love you. We all appreciate you. And I said, oh, Brent's probably watching SmackDown. I thought SmackDown was on Thursday night. But back to Goonies 2. Apparently, it is in the works. And whatever it will be, I'm all in. I'm all in. I am not going to go into it. Oh, it better be good. It better live up to the original. I don't give a damn. I just want to see a story a little bit again. I just want to see some of the Goonies people, whether they be adults or not. I want to see a new generation. Maybe there's a new generation of the Goonies. Maybe they all had kids and, One-Eyed Willie comes back. Somehow the pirate ship arrives in the distance, and the little kids are still in Astoria. They got their own houses. And all of a sudden they see One-Eyed Willie's ship or his ghost, or they find some of the gold coins that the kids took, after the fact. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. Either way, I'm freaking all in. Idiocracy. I was very surprised that Carrie Green was at the Hollywood show last year. I thought that she had dropped out of show business. Well, I can't speak for Carrie Green, but there is a lot of money for these people in conventions as well, especially for these big movies and bigger people. Sometimes it's actually life-changing money. And I wish I can get involved more. My name is not the best in terms of the convention, and because I flaked on a lot of agents because of my health. But I recently finally did one convention out of state. I've done a couple out here in LA, and I didn't really do that well. But I did one out of state in York, Pennsylvania. Some of you guys showed up. And I made like $4,500 in one day. Albeit, some of the expenses were to print photos and this and that. Then I went to watch a Raider game versus the Baltimore Ravens, and I paid for a friend of mine. And then I stayed an extra 3 days out there in Baltimore and stuff like that. And I had to pay for my own hotel, but I walked home with probably like $2,500 maybe, which is amazing. But if I didn't do all that, if I just went there and made money in 8 hours, if I made $4,500, even $4,000 for 8 hours, and I can do that once every 3 months, that's 4, 8, 12, $16,000. That would pay like my rent and almost all my bills for a year. But $4,000 in one day, I know it's not always going to happen like that, but it was amazing. So these people like the Goonies, Carrie Green, stuff like that, they're probably coming out, since they don't go to every convention. She's probably clearing 10 G's a day, 15 G's a day. That's life-changing money, y'all. That's life-changing money. That is life-changing. But yeah, man, I wish I had the money to spend that stuff. Somebody wrote about The Stranger Kids. So many movies filmed in Oregon, Mike. You film any TV or movies in Oregon? No. The only places that I've... You know what? Let's do this. Thank you, Slash Tracks. The only places that I've filmed movies in or filmed something in... All right, let's start from the beginning. New York, Miami, or Florida, Denver, Missouri, California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Canada, Toronto, Vancouver, Mexico. Oh, London, India, Bollywood. Wow, I've been to some cool places filming. Pretty cool. Van Nuys. That's where the porn industry is. Van Nuys. That was a joke for me. Wow. Thank you for that question, man. Oh, San Diego. Yeah, the Willis was in San Diego. It's another one. You know what? I'm probably forgetting some. My apologies. Hopefully you can get more conventions. Yeah, I hope so too, Brent. And I'm reading all your comments, Brent. I promise. I mean, I've seen them. Oh, thank you so much for showing up here. Tinkerbell. I'm going to say it wrong. Megwenivier Pixie. Be right back for life. Thompson. You deserve all the money. I appreciate that. Larry said, I would love to make that a month, let alone a day or a week. I would love to make that too. I mean, you guys that are real fans of my channel know I probably only make, depends on the month, but anywhere between, and it's not a lot of money. I make anywhere between $700 to $2,000 on a monthly basis. That's my honest living and life and truth. That's honestly. So when I have those months that are like $700-800 or whatever it may be, they crush me. Whatever little money I have saved, I have to spend it to pay my bills. And I have like $1,600 in bills every month. And I know that's very cheap, right? Oh, that's so cheap. No, it's not. Not when you make $700 to $2,000 a month, depending on whatever happens. Very, very scary. Very, very scary. But that's my reality. So on the months that I make $700, I got to pull out $1,000 somehow. And that's what happened recently. And I still owe some people, you know, some money as well, a little bit here and there. Not the government institutions that I know of. But a couple of friends helped me out, you know, in the past. And still owe them some money. It sucks to owe people. When you love them, you know they need the money. And then you're like, you can't give it to them. You're like, I don't have it. You know, it's either pay you back or pay my rent. If I pay you back, which is the right thing to do, I might be homeless in a month. It's so scary, dude. So scary. So please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of the channel for exclusive. Buy my shit. All right, let's move along. Let's check out some other things that I wanted to get to for today's show. This is a cool meme. We don't have to talk that much about it, but this is so freaking amazing. This is wow. I keep having issues uploading the images on StreamYard. It doesn't like me because of all the internet problems. Wow. Maybe StreamYard is having problems. Maybe StreamYard's having problems, y'all. Try again. Yeah, it's not working. Let me see if I can open it up with a photo viewer and I can show everybody from a photo viewer on my computer. Oh, no, that was... God, I am not good with technology. Open... Okay, how do I do this? Open... Okay, is that a photo viewer? Okay, I think that's a photo viewer. All right. Maybe StreamYard will work this way. Sorry, let me get me back on screen somehow. Okay. God, this thing is not moving. Why is it not moving? Let me make it smaller. Okay. Now, let me make my screen bigger. My StreamYard. All right. Present share screen. All right. Let's hope this works. All right. This is one of the coolest things that I saw just recently. Let me get it. How do I get it back on screen? There we go. Can you guys name this TV show? Can you name this TV show? Great. Now my internet's going out again the minute I have something on screen. This is King of the Hill Life. Dang it, Bobby. Dang it, Bobby. Bobby. Yeah. See, now that I got anything on screen, my internet is going real wonky again. My apologies. And then this is Lara Croft playing Lara Croft in Tomb Raider, the video game. This is freaking awesome. Grazer, I know you asked me a good question. I'll get to that in a second. Hopefully the internet doesn't go off. But while it's working, I want to get this on screen. That boy ain't right. Shut up, man. Some of the sucker tires. Some of the sucker tires. Boy ain't right, man. You know, talk about good. Man, that is a perfect rendition of in real life. My goodness gracious, man. Good talk about Lara Croft. That is such an awesome picture. I love that. And then this is an interesting one. Do you guys know who this is? You guys know who this is? Apparently, this is a cop that had sex with a lot of the policemen in her department. I forgot what state. And her husband didn't know, and she had sex with everybody, like the commissioner, the lieutenant, the sheriff, the this, the that. Then, you know, her husband divorced her. She lost her job. And there was like a whole scandal. They had pictures of her. She was like the cop hoochie mama. That's right. You guys are writing the gangbang girl or whatever the word is. Like, that's insane. So apparently there's a new AI that'll turn people into like action figures and pictures. And this is all over the internet now, you know, with all the people turning themselves or into, you know, action figures or whatever. But I just thought it was interesting. I guess the AI app is called Hulu or HULO or something like that. I want to do it for myself. I don't have the app. You probably got to spend $5 for it. I'm not going to do it. But I just thought that was really interesting, y'all, because I did watch that story. All right, let me get to Grazer's question from a member that I want to respect. He says, Bower, take one or leave the other. $1 million or a role as the love interest in Jennifer Connelly. The role requires you to both have real sex in multiple scenes. Well, if it's filmed, even though the whole world already knows, they're going to find out I ain't the biggest man down there. But that's okay. I know who I am. Whether I like it, that's a different story. But could there be caveats, Grazer? Could there be caveats? Let's be honest. Because if it's Jennifer Connelly from the 90s in the picture that I just showed everybody, see if I can get that on screen. How do I get it back? If it's Jennifer Connelly from the 90s, oh, there we go. If it's that Jennifer Connelly, goodness gracious, how do I go back? How do you zoom in? I guess it doesn't zoom in. If it's that Jennifer Connelly, so it's either that or $1 million. But the role would require me to have sex in multiple scenes. Oh my God, I'd probably take the $1 million. I'm gonna be honest with you. Why? But if it was Jennifer Connelly from the 90s, it would be a little bit of a harder decision. And if it was me with a bigger anatomy part, it'd probably be an easy decision. Just being honest. People are going to make fun of me. Oh, I can't believe he admits it. Whatever. But, it'd be a lot harder of a decision. Right now, Jennifer Connelly right now, it's $1 million. But it's me from the 90s with bigger anatomy and Jennifer Connelly from the 90s being in a movie that I'm already going to get paid for. Maybe even make $1 million after that movie and have sex with more actresses. There's your answer. It'd be Jennifer Connelly in the 90s with bigger anatomy. But if it's today, it's $1 million, no questions asked. Even if it was today with me, my regular anatomy, my normal anatomy, and Jennifer Connelly from the 90s, I'm still going to pick $1 million because I struggle financially. I hope that answers your question. Boy, we went into a lot of hypotheticals in that motherfucker, but that was a good question. And Brent's like, damn it, Bubby. Appreciate it. That was a really, really good question. I remember like 10 years ago that Mike Judge was really insistent about making Beavis and Butthead a real life movie. That would have been horrible. You know what? You're right. If it was a real life movie, it definitely would have been horrible. I can agree with that. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. What a good comment. That's not King of the Hill. That's Prince on the Mound. I don't know what that means. She sued and won. Oh, you're talking about the cop girl? Sorry, I'm catching up on comments. Dashi DCN would say, I'd take the $1 million. Okay, Grazer said, it's Jennifer Connelly from Right Now and you from Right Now. $1 million, baby. Ain't no questions asked. Is her husband going to find out? Mike, they make a bio picture about you. Who's playing you? Me. I think I look the same no matter what age I am. Me. But if I had to act, I don't know. You know what? I don't really know a lot of the actors. It'd probably be Paul Walter Hauser or somebody like that. They're more famous than I am right now. Notice I said right now. How many know what Boomhauer did for a job? Good point. Good point. That's a good point, Chris. Oh, also, Chris, you get into the raffle. Again, every super chat and everything gets into my monthly raffle in the cookie jar. There you go. 405 Cowboy 2 is your other name. I remember that. Mike, you can play with her DonkeyLips. Wow, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Let's see if I thought I had some other pictures that I wanted to show. I just thought the tariff shit was interesting. I'm not going to talk about it much more than this, but apparently Donald Trump is putting 104% tariffs on China. And, his tariff thing is ridiculous. And the people that are getting rich off of it are actually the trade organizations because they're trying to renegotiate trade deals. It technically has nothing to do with fucking tariffs. So people that are so stupid politically don't understand what Donald Trump is actually doing. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. I hate them all. It's all ridiculous. It's all an act. It's all a damn show. But the way he's negotiating trade deals with the World Trade Organization, the WTO, the three-letter agencies, Don't you hate all the three-letter agencies? I do. But it's about trade deals. So now what Donald Trump did is when he raised these tariffs, he threatens everybody. I'm going to raise the tariffs. Then he comes out and he's got his little tariff sheet about a week ago. All right, we're going to raise it to 35% instead of 10% on this country and that country. It's going to be 45% here. It's going to be here. And then all the other countries, oh, shit, it's going to cost us so much money. And, but Donald Trump is saying, and the experts around him, oh, it's going to help America. It's going to bring jobs. It's going to bring factories because it's going to cost too much to ship outwardly, to buy inwardly. So companies are going to come here. We already got companies coming back to America to hire workers, to make money. I get it. It sounds smart in theory. And that is some of the good things about possible tariffs and charging other countries money. Some of the countries might come to America and create companies here so they don't have to ship it or pay all the tariffs or whatnot. But that is a blank screen to the actual issue of tariffs. It's for trade. Okay? Economy is going up. Everything is costing more money. So why shouldn't tariffs cost more money? You guys can go into the tariffs right now, get it all done, scare everybody. Then the countries are now calling Donald Trump. Oh, how can we bring it down? We want to work with you. Bring it down from 34%. We'll lower the tariffs in America. We have them at 10% right now. We'll lower it down to 8% but can you bring down the 20% tariffs on our country? Can you bring it back down to 10 or 12? So that way the tariffs go up a little bit for other countries, and they might go down for our countries while some companies come to America to build jobs and stuff like that, which is great. But the billionaires are using this for trade and stock market. Trades and stock market. So the stock market went into free flux with all this noise that Donald Trump and everybody is making. And a lot of people in the government institutions bought stock or bought U.S. bonds knowing the stock market was going to go down. So they bought U.S. bonds, treasury bonds with all their money, and they bought stock in certain companies because they know what's happening. It's been happening for years, probably for the life of the government, whether it be the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, or the fuck you party. They're all fuck you parties, in my opinion, meaning fuck us. But they've been doing it and making money for years. And all this is a rug pull. Tariffs is like a rug pull with Donald Trump publicly doing it. And again, we all think jobs are coming to America, which they are. But we all think that that's the reason he's doing it, is for the Make America Great campaign. It's to make them rich as well. So a lot of these people are buying puts and downward trends and this and that and U.S. Treasury bonds and all that. And the stock market goes down, right? Then all of a sudden, Donald Trump, I'm going to put a pause on the tariffs for another 90 days. Then the stock market goes up. Woo! Now the people that bought stocks and this and that and whatever, guess how much fucking money they just made within those 3 days or 4 days of the so-called tariffs. Open your fucking eyes, America. Again, they're giving us some good with some jobs and corporations probably coming back to America to make America great again. But they're also getting rich off of it. They're killing 2 or 3 birds with 2 stones. Other countries are doing the same thing. China wasn't falling for their bullshit. China knew what the fuck they were doing. They're like, oh, you going to give us 60% tariffs? Guess what? Fuck you. We're no longer going to do deals with America. We're going to pull out. We're going to give you a 80% tariffs. Then Donald, I'm going to give you 80%, 5% tariffs. Then China goes, fuck you. And then he goes, I'm going to give you 104% tariffs. F you, China. While at the same time, they're all making money through not only stock market, but through trades and all this other stuff. And let's be honest, it's called a trade war for a reason. It's called a tariff war for a reason. And we have been in World War III for about 3 years now, to be quite honest with you. Whether it be online, through all this other stuff, the entire world is literally in World War III. We just don't see boots on the ground. Whether I'm correct in what I just said, I'm not as intelligent to really know. But if my gut tells me of everything that I just said is possibly close to the truth, I trust my gut. So that's what's fucking going on. I don't want to talk about it anymore because this shit is ridiculous to me. I have no control in anything. I just wish I had millions of dollars to buy into the stock markets and stuff like that. And I wish I had insider knowledge like these people do, and I can get rich as well. Because the 10% or the 8% of the country is getting richer. And we're talking about the elites, the 1%ers, whatever they're called. Just a full China voice. That would be considered racist. But you know what? Me Chinese, me make joke, me put pee-pee in your coke. Mikey, have you seen the Chinese media mocking the U.S. workforce? No, I haven't. Look, we're also in a meme war. Random consumers got to get it. You have no idea what you're talking about. Well, neither do a lot of people in the world. So we'll leave it at that. But I believe I'm right. And guess what? It's my show. This is Mikey's World. And I'm always fucking right. Bam! You could book on it. But thank you for chiming in, random consumer. Isn't it so funny? Is that a bot? We're talking about like money and finances and goods. And all of a sudden, we didn't get any chat from this person. And then all of a sudden, we get a chat from a random consumer. That's so scary, man. When you post things on internet or Twitter or whatever. All right, let's see what other pictures that I can share from this. All right, let's go into the Saturday Night Live story that I wanted to talk about. This happened a couple of weeks ago. You all know I'm a huge fan of Saturday Night Live, right? Okay, so I'm a huge fan of the show. And I recently, not that I exposed it, but I showed satanic imagery and random consumers like, I just got here. No worries. Appreciate you though. See, Brent is such a nice person. Hey, random to the chat. Such a nice person. He's over explaining. He's a Fed. But I showed how the satanic culture and stuff and all that is with Saturday Night Live. All right. Also, Saturday Night Live is like a democratic institution. All the actors are like the Me Too people, the LGBTQ. You know, they always have to make their political opinions known, and you know, they think they're better than people. And Morgan Wallen, he's a little bit of a handful as well. I get it. But he's a country artist. And many years ago, they didn't want to have him on the show. There was some sort of a controversy. I completely forgot about it. But he finally got on the show right now because now, you know, let's be honest, Trump's in presidency again. So he feels comfortable to be on the show. But we all know that the most of Saturday Night Live people don't like Donald Trump or this or that. They always make fun of him and whatever, which is fine. They should do it to both parties a lot more. But they are some evil people that think they have power. Not all of them, some of them. And it's clear by this picture. So Morgan Wallen went on as the guest to perform his music recently. Then at the end of the show, he stood up there with that actress from that movie called Honora that's about a sex worker. How did she get to become the host of Saturday Night Live? That movie won like 5 Academy Awards, and it's about sex workers, and it's about girls being sluts, and they can be anything they want to be. And they, like, my God, what are you teaching the world nowadays? And this girl, Mikey Madison, or whatever her name is, MM33 Illuminati. I'm just going to throw that there for effect. If you take the M, you turn it back to 33. Gets on Saturday Night Live to host with not even a big, huge career. How did she make her way in the industry? Maybe moving up the ladder in certain ways, but that's speculation. But Morgan Wallen, now he is, I believe, a devout Christian. That's what I read. But now he has to go on a show where Saturday Night Live is promoting an actress that is possibly or been shown to promote sluttiness and everything to get fame. Then the cast at the end of the episode, look how far away they are from Morgan Wallen. Nobody's talking about this in their stories. They're, oh, he walked off stage, he did this, he did that, and we'll get into that. But nobody's talking about when the lights came up, when they were doing the outro of the show. Morgan Wallen is next to the host, but every cast member is 5 feet away, 3 feet away, whatever, far away. Normally, they're always close to the guest, at least closer than you can see on picture. But why are they not close? Did Morgan Wallen ask them not to be near him? Did Mikey Madison ask them not to be near her? I doubt that. What it is was the fucking cast got together and they wanted to prove a point against, what's this guy's name again? Morgan Wallen. They wanted to prove a point against him and his beliefs because during the vaccine time, the Donald Trump time, all their political opinions were different. And he's a devout Christian. I guarantee you the fucking cast led by Bowen fucking, oh, it's not on picture. Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. I thought I had it on the picture. My apologies. Look how far away the cast is. Look how far away the cast is. And I guarantee you that led by Bowen fucking Yang, the rest of the cast made a joint statement to stand away from Morgan Wallen like they do not want to be around him for political or whatever beliefs, or they were making a statement. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. We're not even going to stand close to you. Did Morgan Wallen ask for that? I doubt it. Maybe he did. I cannot say that. But still, that is a bad look. And I'm going to say the cast is trying to make a statement. And Morgan Wallen, probably the couple days he was there rehearsing, getting ready to be on the show, he probably saw and heard the rumblings, how they'd walk away from him, or they would kind of like not even say hello or whatever. He probably recognized that the day before or the day of, and he's like, fuck them. I want to get the fuck out of here. I want to go sing. I want to do my fucking job. I want to get the hell out of here. And he knew, and this is my opinion, that they were making a statement against him and maybe his beliefs. Or maybe they just don't like him. I don't care. But he knew what was going on. So he knew that he wanted to get the hell out of there. So this probably set it in motion how far they were away from him. So then he just, fuck him, walked off the stage. And people are saying, well, why'd you walk in front of the camera? He wanted to make it known. Have you seen the Saturday Night Live stage? That is the only place you can exit from. It's the only place you can exit from. Is the camera is in front of the doors. The big doors that go to the hallways in and out. It's the only place you can exit from. There's like cameras there, and then there's these big doors behind it. It's the only place you can exit. Yeah, he could have went to the side of the stage or, off screen and stood there, but if he wants to leave, if he has a plane to catch, he's got to walk that way. So he figured instead of going around to the side of the camera, fuck it. They're making a statement. I'm going to make a statement. And I appreciate him for that. And look at the cast. They still stayed so far away. It's just so freaking ridiculous, man. I'm starting to hate some of these people. And I love Saturday Night Live, and I would dream to be on it. So then Morgan Wallen, once he got on his private jet, he wrote in a tag, "Get me to God's country." Well, again, maybe Morgan Wallen knows that Saturday Night Live is a satanic institution. And he's a devout Christian. And so he made that known. Get me to God's country. And then, of course, Saturday Night Live and the media took wind of it and tried to make Morgan Wallen look like the bad person. Oh, he left. Why did he do that? Was he mad? What happened? Everything. Morgan Wallen, Morgan Wallen, Morgan Wallen, Morgan Wallen. Like I said, look at the fucking cast make their statement. In the satanic sketch that they do, the jokes, this and that, they probably gave him a whirlwind. I don't even know what that little kid on his shirt is. I don't know what that is, but still, some of these people are evil. That's all I'm going to say. And Morgan Wallen knows it. So he did what he did. But here's one thing I do love about Morgan Wallen. He made merchandise after this. Apparently, he made shirts and hats that say, back to God's country or get me to God country. And he made merch. Brilliant move. Brilliant move. Was it planned? Well, now with this merchandise thing, you can think it might have been planned. But it might not have been. They might have just picked up on a controversy that happened because he walked off stage and they milked it for all it's worth. Either way, I don't care. If it was planned, good business. If it wasn't planned, good business move to make merchandise. It's fantastic. It's fucking fantastic. So, what are your thoughts on this, man? Do you believe Morgan Wallen did it? Or was the cast members to blame and whatever? But like I said, when I see that picture of how far away they are from him, that's not because Morgan Wallen asked them to stay far away from him. They did that on purpose. They were told to stay away from him. Could that be Morgan Wallen's management? I don't know. It's just an interesting thought that I thought I would share because I watch Saturday Night Live a lot, and kind of like my weekend go-to. All right, let me see some of your guys' comments on this. He shouldn't have even gone on the... He had a contract, man. He had a contract that he didn't do it probably a couple years ago, so he had to live up to that contract. That's what I'm assuming happened. It's not like all of a sudden they called him and, hey, come on the show. Okay, I'll go on the show. He was supposed to be on it years ago, and something happened. So he might have had a contract. Yeah, I mean, I love Kenan too. But Kenan, he goes along with all the racist jokes, the BLM stuff, the satanic jokes, and Kenan doesn't put a foot in the sand, in my opinion. Like for his beliefs or whatever. Or he just calls it the name of comedy, I guess. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the comments. I don't know where I went. Yeah, random consumer, you're right. He has been scheduled to be on the show for like 3 years. You're right. SNL is a woke mob. Yeah, Kel, I love Kel. Not that I don't like Kenan. I've met him 2 times in my life. I've met Kel once in my life. And I like Kel. Kel's like a religious person. And boy, Kel is so amazing. Johnny Bowser said he had really bad gas that night. 405 Cowboy said Morgan Wallen is fake country. Maybe. He might be a plant, I ain't going to doubt you on that. I mean, let's be honest. Fake country is definitely Beyonce. Country makes a lot of money. I don't know enough about the people to talk about them that way. Kel was always the one to watch for. Yeah, I love Kel. He's such a classist guy. There was a time where Kenan Thompson's career was much better than Kel's, and Kel was like looking for work, kind of like where I am. And Kel went on that show called, it was on that video game channel. Oh my God, I'm blanking. But Kel went on, Attack of the Show. Kel went on that show called AOTS, Attack of the Show, on the G4 network. I think that's what it's called, G4. And I remember they were looking for a new host on the G4 network many years ago. I actually went to try to audition to be a host on the game network, if you guys can remember that. But Kel ended up going and auditioning for their show to do a skit on Attack of the Show. And then he came out and he danced and he sang. And not saying that he looked like a fool, but it was like some character where Kel went on the show, on Attack of the Show, and he just danced a fool. And it's kind of like they might have been making fun of him in a way, but he did it with his heart open. And he needed a job. He needed to do some work. He needed to earn some income. And they were willing to offer him a job, put him on the show, give him some income. And he probably liked the show as well, because it was a good show, Attack of the Show. And so he went on it. And I was watching that, at home going, that is fucking awesome. He did it with a smile on his face. And he was just happy to be there. And he brought the energy, no matter what, if they were making fun of him or not in a weird way, I do not know. But he brought it. And I was like, now that's a dude I can envy. Kel Mitchell. I can envy him. Because, he's struggling in life. He's taking any job he can. And he's putting a smile on his face. And he's giving it 1,000%. I fucking loved him at that moment. And I need to tell him that's what happened to me in my life. I haven't had the opportunity to see him in recent years post that, but I need to tell him that. I thought I was going to see him at the SplatCon, the convention that got canceled. Oh, there's a documentary out, everybody. There's a documentary. Please look it up, called SplatCon. I'm going to write it in the text chain. But there's a documentary out about that whole storyline of that convention, that I was going to see all these Nickelodeon people again. So please go check it out. Please go check it out. Yeah, I like Shia, but I don't know how he is nowadays. I haven't looked into him in the last couple years. But I had run-ins with Shia, me and my good friend Bo, like they were best friends or good friends, and yeah, Shia did some shit to us, But that's another story for another day. All right, let's read this from Adam Bush. What is your dream role? And do you have a preferred method of acting? I didn't study, to be quite honest with you, all the methods. So I really don't know what they are. And I probably should, but I probably don't have the money to do that, depending on the courses that I would have to take. No, my acting comes from within, and every character is an extension of who I am and what I want to be. And what would be my dream role? Well, I just want to work again, to be quite honest with you. You know, but my dream role, it would probably be in a romantic comedy, because I can do comedy, and I also believe I got a big heart, and I would love to do a romantic movie where, like, the idiot loaf or loser or a person like me at 40, 50 years of age gets, like, the most beautiful woman in the world, maybe a Playboy model or a centerfold, because, you know, that they love my heart. Comedy movie where I, you know, woo them into my life or something like that. You know, like those romantic comedies. That would be a dream role for me. But at my age too, I always wanted to be in a football movie. But nowadays, so if I had to put it to that, my dream role probably would be to play John Madden. They're making a movie about John Madden, my favorite coach for my favorite team, the Raiders, and Nicholas is going to play him. And I think if I really put study into it and everything, I could play John Madden. I really think I could. Boom! Tough acting, tenactin'. You go up the gut. I'd have to work on my voice inflections. I'd have to make it deeper. Oh, tough acting. We got the Raiders. Yeah, I'd have to practice a lot. But that would be my dream role. That and a rom-com. Thank you for the questions. I should have been in the remake of Longest Yard. I think some of you need to put your hat in the ring for the Goonies. That'd be awesome. Dude, I sort of became an actor because of the Goonies. Because in my school, my elementary school, before I went in Glee Club and then, you know, met Quincy Jones and all that other stuff, became an actor, I had like a meeting in the office with somebody. I think they were casting or looking for talent. And that was really weird now that I think about it. They were looking for talent. And they went to either the president, the principal of our school, and they brought me in, and I had a meeting with a lady and a man. Oh God, that gives me a story that I want to tell you all about in a second. But I had a meeting with like a lady and a man, and like the principal or somebody was there, and they were asking me questions. Oh, have you ever seen the movie The Goonies? You know, what do you think of these characters? And I think they were casting for Chunk, like for a part 2. But it wasn't an audition, but I don't know how I got on their radar, or they just went to the school and met with a bunch of different kids that were fat or whatever. But I do remember that they were possibly making a Goonies 2. I think this was like 1984 or 85, somewhere around that range. It might have been 86. But I do remember that was right around the time when I joined Glee Club and all that started for me. But I do remember that. I don't know if it was official or not, or were they just looking for kids to traffic? I don't know. But, okay, but real quickly, I watched a video the other day on Shane Dawson's podcast. Shane Dawson, whether you like him or hate him, he does these God, I would love to show the video, but my internet is so acting up today. But he made a video the other day, and then like 50 minutes into his video, he does conspiracies. They brought up a conspiracy about kids at school taking these tests. It was possibly a part of the MK Ultra program or the transparency program where you can envision yourself somewhere else. Because in the news, they're talking about, government agents witnessed the Ark of the Covenant through transferism. I forgot the word. The GATE program. There it is, Arya. Dude, Arya is on point. Thank you for being a part of our chat. I don't remember you from before. You might have came from Keanu. This is awesome. But yes, this is what Shane Dawson was talking about on his conspiracy podcast, the GATE program. And when Shane started talking about it, and they started saying what it was, I was like, damn, I took those tests. They bring you into a little room. They got these little walls up. And then you look at like Ghostbusters. In the movie Ghostbusters, they bring up the cards and, it's going to be a triangle. It's going to be a circle. It's going to be a this. It's going to be a that. Arya, you're Keanu's mod. Oh, that's so awesome. So awesome for you to help out Keanu like that. Maybe I'll make you a mod in the future. I don't give out that gift lightly. I'm just kidding. But so they would make you take these tests, and then they gave you a hearing test where they'd put voices. This is your left ear and your right ear. Why are you getting hearing test in school? Wouldn't that be for the doctors? Why are you getting eyeball test in school? Wouldn't that be for the doctors? Why are you getting mental skills? Why in school? What are they testing you for? Well, apparently, it might have been like an X-Men training where they were testing X-Men, seeing if you got powers. And then you might have been recruited into MK Ultra, or you might have been recruited into the CIA or the FBI or into the fucking X-Men. But I remember these tests that Shane Dawson was talking about, the GATE program, as Arya Light said. Now, they did mention a pink drink that they told the kids to take. A lot of people on Shane Dawson's podcast said they don't remember drinking the pink drink before taking these tests. I do. I thought it was like charcoal or something, like a Pepto-Bismol. But I took these fucking drinks. I took these tests in my school. Was I MK Ultra? Is that how I became an actor? Is that what led me to all this stuff? To why I'm into conspiracies? I don't know. It's making me think. Because my entire life, I've had visions and stuff like that. Remember, I told you guys that I saw Jesus before I ever went to church. He was hanging out with me in my bedroom. I knew how he looked. I talked to Jesus in my bedroom. Jesus walks. Am I Kanye? What the hell? Jesus walks with me. You know? And I have 3 bumps on the back of my head that no doctor can explain, regardless of all the surgeries I've had growing up. I've had a lot of surgeries. I'm a miracle baby. Is that why I possibly took some of these tests? I had all these visions. I thought I was abducted by aliens. I might have still been. I have 3 dots in the back of my skull. No person. Well, there's a little line next to it, too. There's like a little line. I never had surgery on my brain, bottom of my skull, that I know of. Or that my parents told me. And where do the 3 dots come from? And I've always been afraid of aliens, and I've always thought maybe I've been abducted. My brain is very different, unique. I have visions. I predict the future sometimes. it's really, really interesting. I've had experiences with a ghost child. Literally, they were in my real life playing with her, playing marbles when she was unalived in a bathtub in the apartment next to me. And the landlord of our property was like, huh? That person passed away like a year before you guys moved in. Not to the same apartment, but like, I have a ghost story. I said I met a ghost child or something. I have a story somewhere on my channel. I don't know. Dawson was talking about the GATE program or whatever that possibly was. My God, my brain said, oh, shit. That happened to me. That happened to me. And maybe that explains who I am nowadays with all my whatever. Maybe I was recruited somehow. Maybe that's why I shave my head to cleanse myself like Britney Spears or anybody else in that world. And speaking of that, Britney, man, your brain is gone. I'm so worried about a lot of these people. So some people consider me a child actor as well. So, and my brain is a little bit not perfect. I just hope I'm never as bad or will get as bad as some of the people are, you know, from that community. But that GATE program stuff freaked me the hell out. It brought back so many damn visuals that I did that program. Because I'll be honest with you, every day, not every day, maybe once or twice a week, I would go to these rooms in my school. What type of school is this? I kid you not. It was a school called Coldwater Canyon. I don't think it was a bad school, but it does have the letter CC. That's 33. If alphabet A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, that's 33. That's Illuminati. I don't know. I'm just saying. Quincy Jones came to that school, found me to help me to become an actor with our Glee Club. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I mean, I was a Coldwater Canyon Cougar. I am on the Wall of Fame. Love you, Coldwater Canyon. But man, it's just really, really interesting to me. And I used to go to a room probably twice a week. One was for speech. I think all the time it was for speech therapy. I sat in a room with the lady and I would have to do my S's, my R's, try to learn how to, you know, do my tongue. That's when we realized saliva constantly comes through my body and through my mouth constantly. And I started, when I slowed down, I could enunciate and I could do my S's correctly. Maybe I still didn't even do it correctly, but I was being taught speech therapy. I would always go to a room alone with this woman. And then I remember I started going to the room and they started doing these tests on me and asking me questions, and ear test and eye test and this and that. They gave me a shot one time. Oh, that was just, you know, your whatever shot, you know, the whatever, where your body would bump up or whatever. But I had shots in school without parents being there and permission. And long story short, by watching that Shane Dawson video from a couple of days ago, it opened up the floodgates to my brain. And I realized the world opened up that I forgot about. And it scared the shit out of me when I was watching that Shane Dawson podcast. And they were talking about the GATE program. I really, really got scared. Because I was like, oh shit. This happened to me. And reading the comments, a lot of people said they went through it too. But a lot of them didn't remember the pink drink. But I remember that pink drink. I remember that. They gave me that shit every time I went in there. Every fucking time. What drugs were in there? What did it do to my brain? Is that why my brain is so overactive nowadays? I'm scared, y'all. This stuff scares the living shit out of me. Now that I'm starting to be awakened to the hidden Hollywood, the satanic this, the that, the MK Ultra, the government programs, like the PDF files. Like a lot of that shit was kind of around me in my life. And God protected me. God protected me. I know you guys don't want to hear about religion or this or that, or if he's real or not. Again, I still question things myself. But somebody or something protected me from a lot of this evil. And I am proud as hell to be here today and say thank you guys for joining me on today's show. I appreciate this. I don't know what's going on in the chat room, but I'm just going to ban these people. I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate everybody that super chatted, donated, was been there for me. Hopefully I'll go live again in the next couple days, but I appreciate you all. And all I can say is thanks for hanging out with me for a couple hours. And I'm going to go make some turkey tacos, maybe order some food this week, maybe make some good meal planning for the next couple days, try to continue to make myself feel as healthy as possible. I'm going to join DDP yoga this weekend, and maybe we're on an upward trend. And you guys have been a part of that. I truly, truly appreciate that. And I just want you to know you're all loved, regardless of the hateful comments, the bad people. You're all loved in my community. I will try not to judge. I will try not to hate you until I have to. But if you show me your heart, I will always accept it. But if you show me your anger and your evil, I will always reject it. Thanks for a wonderful day, Larry Jester, Monica Harris. I love you. I'll talk to you online hopefully soon, Monica. Pixie, Aria Lights, RM, everybody. I love you all. Go check out Keanucast. Aria said, man, plenty of folks call me a demon. For Brent Mania, I love you all. Gifted a membership. I think he gifted a membership again. Let me see if I can get that back on screen. Thank you so much, Brent Mania, always coming through. And it's not necessary, man. We owe you the world. All right, what are you guys going to do tonight? Whatever you do, lead with your heart and lead with your positivity until you have to become a demon and remove these people from your life. But find the light, baby. Find the light. Stay out of the dark. I love you guys. Thanks for being online, and I'll see you probably Sunday.